Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of MBTV's News. My name is Mal Burns, and you can find me on Twitter, twitter.com/malburns, Malburns, all one word, conveniently squashed, as Twitter does. Well, most of the interwebs do these days, don't they? Um, I'm joined here by James Atlloud, who fiddles with my knobs. No,
Whoa,
that
whoa.
wasn't right. But his knobs, the knobs.
The knobs. I'll go with the knobs. All right.
Yeah, I've put my phone in there, didn't I? Overdoing the cheekiness.
Always
Yeah,
good for a laugh. Yep.
yeah, good for a laugh. We're talking about audio volume knobs, audio source knobs, video camera angles, video poses, cameras on my desktop, the whole lot that we mixed together to make this something better, slightly better than a simple talking head show, especially a talking head show that's made of cartoons. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Avatars, I mean. Far more important than cartoons. Right. Anyway, we're looking at today's the 15th of January of the year 2023. Still can't believe it. And these are news headlines as it were, ending the week ending 15th of January. The news in question is really a little bit about haptics normally, but mostly about online immersive experiences, virtual worlds, that kind of stuff. And this week's become a bit of an exception too, because fairly slow week in terms of anything special for us to view, but also there is actually a lot of catch up from the Consumer Electronics Show, which of course we had some of it last week, but given the extra days, people have actually started posting a bit more information about things we might have missed first time round. So we'll be covering a little bit of that too. So, I've given you the date, I've given you my name, twitter.com/Malburns. I think I did that, Malburns.
Yep. I
And
just put it up.
yeah, put it up. Yeah, fire away. So yeah, I reckon we can just get on with things a little bit. I'm going to start. One of the things James is able to deliver to you is the stream from my desktop, basically. So I've got a couple of pictures to show you here before we start. I'm not sure quite where this is the Metaverse Insider, and they had a range of. I think they've had a range of these sort of cards or posters as well. This is the one for Sansar, a social virtuality platform which holds live events for users throughout virtuality. Metaverse ecosystem, user experience, primary classification, discovery, secondary classification, social network, and location San Francisco. Well, that's all very interesting, isn't it? It doesn't really tell us anything new, but it's a pretty graphic to start with. Okay, you are not going to. Right, okay. Okay, I think I know what's happened here. Okay, well, this is just information for you anyway. The Open Metaverse Conference, which was due to happen in February, we found out midweek that it's been postponed. You can get your money back if you want, although all the virtual tickets have gone free anyway. Um, but they're moving to late summer. Basically, they just want more time to work on the ideas and work with key partners and things like that, which is a bit like one of the people from AMI, Jesse, and I was going to be going in there too virtually for uh, broadcasting sort of things. But Jesse, he got a plane across the country to get to Vegas or wherever it was, and having booked all that and he's going for a break somewhere and he's coming back via the conference. And suddenly it's not happening. So the whole flight and all his agenda for that period in time have been done, with the advertised dates in mind. So I think it's a bit rough for them to change their minds so near. February 8th and 9th is only a few weeks, 2 weeks away of that. Changed, but anyway, they have done. So it will be later in the summer before that one happens. This one, I think I was messing around before we came on air. And okay, oops. Okay, well I can't get it back to its real size again now, can I? Typical, typical, typical. Right, preview, preview, real size. No, this is a bit of a pain. Never mind, actually. Building blocks of the interoperable metaverse. This was a graphic I picked up with an article. Well, I think it's in a book called The Road to Interoperability, and it's a report rather than a book by a company called Lighthouse. And I can't scroll in here. And this was actually a square graphic, so yes, it did include 10 things, but exactly how I get the view back to normal again, I'm not quite sure. Zoom out, maybe. It's not. Oh, I'm in the wrong app. That doesn't help, does it? I know doing it from the pull down menu, and right, okay, so this time we will have a look, shall we? Um, right, fit image to window. There we are. Well, most of it anyway. Okay, so these are the building blocks: open source software, open standards, minimally extractive business models. Come again. Web-based accessibility, decentralized storage, frameworks for composable intellectual property, contextual privacy settings, user-centric identity management, and neutral payment rails. And number 10 at the bottom that you can't see actually says community governance, which is highly whatever. Oh, I don't believe it.
I
I
was
saw
just
this.
gonna say, Mal, you're missing. You're AWOL.
Yeah, this is the second time today that that's happened. I'm going to have to try it. It's both times, and it was refusing to launch on the Mac until I updated it. Um, right, not very helpful. Okay, well, when all this stuff happens behind the scenes, folks, it's no fun. It would probably take me 5 minutes to log in again on a Windows machine, but here I go. I am trying. It's acknowledged I've been logged out. Okay, well, as far as you lost it at home are concerned, you can keep looking at the pictures if we can't see my avatar, so we'll just keep looking here. Um, Okay, this is my picture of the week. It's a WADA launches from CES. It's a bit low resolution, but I think it probably shows up okay for you. Um, the VR without a headset. Now, this is even bulkier than a headset, as you can probably see, but it's a curved monitor. It's basically the idea is if you're on a desk, you can have this rig on your desk, and it's like, um, it can take you effectively into VR without actually having to have a headset on. Now, obviously, it's not like goggles, tight-fitted goggles where you can block the light from the edges. This isn't pretending to immerse you into somewhere you don't know where you are, but it certainly is meant to enhance immersion as you would normally look at something, say, on a desktop. And basically, it can combine the 2D with the 3D. But I think can you imagine, when we see movies in a few years' time and we see computers on people's desks, will they look like that? We've gone from the old square boxes to the rectangle boxes to the LCD screens and now the really slim flat screens and the works. Will we go back to something a bit more obvious, i.e. that picture? Who knows? I'll leave you all to muse on that for yourself. This again is a bit of a problem fitting in here. Web3 Alive is the name of a thing that's going to be happening, and it's happening here from the 1st to the 2nd of June here in London. That's the only information I've got on the poster, but I'm sure near the time we'll have more for you. But if you live in London here, like me, you might want to put down 1st and 2nd of June in your diaries as Web3 Live question mark. And maybe we'll have more near the time. We looked at that already, didn't we? Okay, so oh yeah, that's the full poster there for the OMC thing. They basically put this out every single place on Thursday, although I heard about this on Wednesday because they informed the Open Metaverse Initiative, interop people, because we were part of it. So basically anybody involved heard the day before, and the rest of the world heard on Thursday. But as I said, we can look forward to something in late summer. Do you mean, what's his name, Stevenson hasn't expired by then? I don't know. Okay, moving on to news. No, I'm going to move on to the web pages. Again, these should all be coming through to you quite happily, even though my avatar has still gone walkabout. Right, he's on his way back in, but I've got a horrible feeling he's going to keep crashing today. Well, never mind. Right, digitaltrends.com, digitaltrend.com. This was a roundup from the CES show, which they say was packed with VR and metaverse technologies. And this is their roundup. Oh, and wacky gadgets too, so including those in the lineup. The Vive XR Elite, which I found most impressive, and it shows how comfortable it was, although it is still overly large for goggles, in my opinion, but there's certainly less than the headset itself. Sony had a PSVR 2. I think I may have a clip of that coming up. I can't quite remember. But anyway, it's to do with PlayStation, of course. You're trying to up the ante. Another one called Shift All Mega Nex. Make what you will of that one. That again looks, just when you think they're getting the form factor down to something resembling smart glasses, then they're going up the ante again and with something really jagged, square. Aesthetically, that's awful in my opinion, unless you really like hard edges and. There's bits there look like they might be quite sharp. You might cut your nose while you're putting them on or something. I do have a pair of workman's glasses somewhere where the lens is magnified a little bit, very cheap, primitive things, but I won't wear them. They're just too easy to have an accident.
I don't know if you noticed, but those hand controllers on that headset you just showed, they're very interesting because they're attached to your hands, but you can flip the controls away and then have open fingers to do things. They're interesting controller.
Right. I presume the controller is anchored to that particular headset.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I wonder how long we'll have to be where we'll find that you can have a headset from Meta and a controller from Vive or something, but I think that's a long way down the line. They're selling these things as whole ecosystems, aren't they? PMAX Crystal, again, I wouldn't particularly want to wear that, but and it's got angular edges again, but it is a bit more stylish if you. In a manner of speaking, it looks like
the biggest screen, right? The biggest screen of them all.
It actually looks a bit more like a Marvel superhero's costume, but
or Daft Punk.
The headgear to go with it. Enhancements in glasses. There were quite a lot of glasses on display. There's one, I think it is that Vuvix one, that's they really look like glasses, but they include lenses for prescription lenses, and I think you can either. I think it's the ultralight one here. There's even some way of adjusting the focus to mimic the lenses you would have within reason for prescription glasses. Okay, Fringe VR Tech. They're telling you to check out Rendered Reality at YouTube. I think we include that when it's of any interest. And see, a guy in a car with the goggles on. This is where it's getting just photos for the sake of photos, really. But anyway, an interesting roundup there at Digital Trends, or one word, .com. Right. Metaverse minus the headset. A deeper look at Lenovo's Project Kronos. And right. This picture was actually with the thing, with the earlier news item that was about Sony, and of course it wasn't. I mean, Sony has something similar, but this picture is actually Lenovo's. May have a video of this later. I can't remember offhand. Anyway, it's a camera-based full body motion capture system that allows you to animate an avatar in the metaverse without the need for a headset or other wearable sensors. So you can essentially log in and you're on the screen like that. And he's doing his dancing there, and his avatars, plural, are doing the dancing in world. It really is just a mocap system, but presumably that if it would link into a world that you were seeing in the helmet anyway, you probably just wouldn't be able to dance quite so well with when you're half blinded. But there you go. all the different bits and pieces that will work together, hopefully. And yeah, quite a bit of an article there to read at the same time. No more pictures. You'll find this one at ZNet. Well, it's zdnet.com. And yeah, remember you get direct links to all these, not just the actual web page, but if you go to the Twitter feed I mentioned earlier, twitter.com/Malburns, MALBURNS, you will find the links there, as many others as well. Of course, I only have a few here. But if you go there to get the links, it will take you to the exact page you need, rather than some of the links I read out to you, which only go to the home pages.
And Mel, your avatar's here. Are you able to sit, do you think?
I think I might be. If I get round to actually looking back there, all
Yeah.
I can see, all I can see is a red blob. But application unable to start. Fire stopper stopped working. Oh, bastard.
Oh, all right.
Okay, I don't know where the problem is, Firestorm or whether it's that particular grid. Okay, I'm going to log in with a different avatar and then hopefully teleport back there. Well, while we're
Or
watching a film.
yeah, we can continue as we go, right?
Yeah, yeah. Right. So for the back on the web pages for a little bit at least. This is arpost.co. So arpost.co. And there we go. Vitua is basically, they claim to be ushering in a new era of XR and interactive experiences with their innovative wearable tech. We're back to the wearables again. And of course, it is CES still we're looking at. Obviously, in the case of some wearables, it's desirable to sit around looking cool with a drink and a tray and, well, I don't know. It looks more like a contemporary artwork of some sort to me. Plastic dolls. They've even got the same poses. Yeah, no, go figure. Anyway, they're breaking barriers, apparently, in the wearable tech industry, and it plans to change the way we experience XR. So there you go. All-in-one XR glasses. And designed to deliver unique audiovisual experiences and utilizing Harman Audio FS technology. So big on the audio as well. And there you can see the little adapters that mean you can put them on basically and alter the lenses, to your particular prescription if you have one, or basically fiddle with the dials till you get the exactly the image you want. So, principal opportunities for on-the-go entertainment. So they're specifically going for some kit that you can take around with you, carry around with you, mobile. You can unfold them, put them on a train or something like that, rather than the bulky stuff, which may not always be tethered, but it might as well be because of the bulk. And there's somebody wearing a bear and has a little controller like that. The two go together, they're hand in hand, but the idea is you've got very little on your face, the controls in your hand, and you're sitting on a train going at it, or you can pose like the photo at the top. And a lot of people are going on about this one. It's got a thing called a mobile dock here, which they had on demonstration. And people are just admiring the form factor of that dog. They go in the pouch like the glasses go in the companion pouch, and it really is nothing much to have to move around with, really. And there's compatibility with Nintendo and also Steam Deck, which is a lovely little thing. I've got a couple of them here where I press buttons to get operations done, and even television, sticks like I don't know, Google. Yeah, Chromecast, Fire, Amazon Fire, and what's the other one? Rocky. That's the other big one, isn't it? Anyway, worth keeping an eye on them. So it's the company is called Viture, Viture. The website where this is posted is arpost.co, arpost.co, and I'll dispose of that one. And this week in XR, this is Charlie Forbes' end of the week thing from January 12th, which isn't actually the end. Well, so 3 days ago. It's mid to end of the week these days. I don't know. It keeps changing. Anyway, again, he's looking at XR stuff at CES. And this blog actually has had an awful lot there about glasses. This one's rather interesting. This is a proto hologram. Um, I think it stays contained in its box, unfortunately, but maybe that's a good thing. Um, I actually got friended by somebody on our share server uh, a few days ago. Of course, they live in London here, and I think they realised I was in London. I sort of looked up her bio, and she's a fashion designer from somewhere in Europe. Has moved to London, but she designs virtual fashions. You know, like uh, models them and creates them and everything using virtual reality software. I'm not quite sure what, but you know, but selling as real world fashion. Um, and well, anyway, when I saw that holo proto hologram, that's what I thought of. You know, people are just going to go. Are they going to go into shops and buy holograms so they can? What's the idea? Do you try them? Load your hologram into the room and then try clothes on at home? I don't know. Anyway, Paris Hilton has invested in it, so that's saying something. That's an environment created with the World Building School. It's not actually their fashion headquarters, which is rather a pity. It's just something they've made. L'Oreal have also gone in there. And right, investing in startups. What's DigiLens Argo smart glasses? Okay, the graphics above the article. So there's another one. I didn't see this one listed in the any of the other roundups. As you can see, there's lots of interesting things there, like batteries and microphones and speakers and waveguides and special cameras and tracking cameras and digital lens projectors. You name it, they bundle it in there, I think. Everything but the kitchen sink, really. You don't need that in virtuality, I hope. Right, so quite a lot there. Oh, God, those kind of blocky avatars. Actually, it's good. They're quite a good mixture there. I don't know. Oh, that's Roblox. Okay.
Roblox, yep.
Okay, well, I'm sure you can see pictures like that anyway. Inside out tracking, this is something to do with. Okay, oh, this is odd. I saw this elsewhere somewhere. There seems to be still marketing these things called Oculus. I thought they changed. I thought there was. I didn't think that brand was existing anymore. I thought everything had turned to Quest, but maybe I'm wrong. A VR room. Long, long ago, we there was a website called Room because we had a sound effect for it, and they've still been around, but they've been building their own VR world. Sort of. They created and produced the Jean-Michel Jarre concerts for one thing. And one of the developers is the Scarred Ghouls, Tony Vitillo, who currently is in China. I don't know why he wants to go to China to meet people, but the volume of COVID, people traveling now, and it would not be my choice of a destination, put it that way. But he thinks he's got taken enough kit to be safe, he says. Anyway, the demo of the room thing apparently went quite well. There were a few flaws in it they're promising to fix. I didn't get to see it, but there is actually a kind of replay version available. I think it's a replay of the event rather than a video replay, if you see what I mean. But I'd have to check that out. Anyway, you find all this lots at Forbes.com. Quite a heavy duty roundup there from Charlie Fink this week. And he has his video podcast back with us as well. So FRBES.com for that one. Right, Metaverse Series at blogspot.com. This is a blog, and it's a moody old blog because it doesn't want to it doesn't want to change its view for me. It's not responding to my script basically, but it's quite interesting. It's introducing the Metaverse Series, and the blog is actually called Metaverse Series, like that, but one word, metaverseseries.blogspot.com. And it's pretty new, but I mean, as you can see, this is a roundup of all the topics, right, to do with the metaverse introduction that they're going to be looking at, and introducing themselves, and then they're telling you how to contact them for content and stuff like that. And they do specify that this actually is just the holding page, but it's actually quite useful anyway. Those aren't links to go anywhere yet, but down the side here there are quite a few of the author's things to virtual humans, digital afterlife, and all these links actually do go to rather interesting places. Right, metaverse series blogspot.com. One of those ones that I had no hesitation in sticking in my RSS feed so that I will find out when there is another post, so to speak. Looks like it's going to be very useful. Talking about useful, or maybe not to that many of you, I don't know. This is intelligence, as in your brain, .weforum, WEFORUM.org. Now, WeForum, of course, is the World Economic Forum. Big news there. This is, I can't get rid of that ad view, whatever. This doesn't let me change the view either. But very hard for you to see here, I'm afraid, actually, but very interesting. There's a whole Discover section from the World Economic Forum on strategic intelligence, discovering, monitoring, creating things, and whatever. You can. You don't have to really log in to actually view a lot of what's here anyway. Yeah, free access, log in or sign up, basically. But if you were able to see it, this chart itself is absolutely fascinating because the foundational elements of the metaverse, right? And if I press that button, see how the wheel immediately changes to show me connections, like blockchain, mental health, virtual augmented reality. And obviously the ones that aren't highlighted have nothing to do with this particular subject. So if I come down here and click on the origins of the metaverse, wham, all the links change again, and it shows you all the the sublinks that are relevant to that. It would be the World Economic Forum, wouldn't it, that do all this work, setting the rules for the metaverse. You see, there's a whole load down there. They tend to be grouped together. But I thought this is a great homepage. It's a great way to start because the graphic adapts to what you want in highlight, and then when you get to something that's very interesting, entertainment and commerce in the metaverse, then it immediately loads another wheel for you. And when you get here, you can just digital teleportation, for example. So this is absolutely great. Obviously, you can only use it live because it's humanitarian action. There you are, and then you've got another sub menu: prevention is better than a cure, and giving money, not stuff, paying for growing needs. So much in there. I mean, this you really have to bookmark. So intelligence.weforum.org, and wonderful interface they've got on that site. Just shows these big big organizations with the money can do a very good job when they want to on the web. Okay, Peter Diamandis, Diamandis, is at diamandis.com. And he had a meta trend number 11 a while back. Well, about a week back, actually. This is 12. VR, reinventing commerce and collaboration systems. And again, an essay by, so, he has a lot of experience. So they've made very interesting blogs, this too. Yeah, if I remember, it's quite a long one here, but it's, it's well worthy of the read for anybody interested in this side of things, especially in the case of this blog, commerce. Right, so diamandis.com for that one. Next on the list we have Spatial Beats. This is another roundup, and again, it's Charlie Fink. This is the one he has at the beginning of the week. And looking at Apple, Mojo Vision, and CES again. Between his two blogs this week, Forbes and here, he's covered rather a lot of CES, though this one is a relatively shorter blog than the others. And I'm heading back in time this week instead of forwards. So I've got one more link at Forbes. Actually, this week in XR, CES in review, RIP AR contact lenses. This was another beginning of the week one with more from CES. He's been quite busy this week, as you can see. And then finally, yes, finally for the web pages, so to speak, we come to the place we normally start. Yes, you know what it is, don't you? Cue the music. Yes, but he's done quite a few blogs this week, mostly about his trip to China and the preparations he's been doing and people he hopes to talk to. And also, of course, a few retrospectives about Room's launch. But this is the normal XR week peak. This is January 10th, so basically it's all about the week before that. And obviously, he looks at the HTC launch of the Big Five thing, new rumors about Apple, etc. And of course, it was the CES week, so XR had its good moment at CES. So lots of links from him to keep you going. So this is skarghost.com, SKARREDGHOST.com for that one. And that's it for my web links this week. So I'm going to move to seeing how much time we've got. I do believe we've got enough time to play around a little bit this week. We'll show a few longer things. But first of all, I'm just going to. This is Herman. Herman's Hermits, no, sorry. Herman from, he's from Improbable, but it's a bit of wisdom here, followed by a guy who's supposed to be CEO of Voxels making, well, I'm not impressed, but I've got to show it. It's the comedy hour, so to speak. But anyway, first of all, this is Herman. What's it?
This is a set of experiences that we have done live all over the last 2 years, involving thousands of simultaneous real people hanging out, interacting, and engaging in ways that were previously impossible. And I want to show you just a little teaser of it all, so you get a sense of what I'm talking about when I speak of the metaverse. Now, you're probably all wondering, what is this? This is an experimental community space where we can bring players together at massive scale.
I can't get over this, chat. Look at my frame rate, man. There's 1,500 player models being rendered now.
Oh shit! This is cool as hell.
I think they're ready. I think they're ready and they're prepared. There's so many of you. Give us a giant love heart, Alexa. Sure. All right, y'all. Jump around, have fun, have a party.
So, what you saw there weren't AI or bots or pre-recordings. Those were thousands of real humans from around the world occupying the same space, talking with their own voices, like in this crowd, interacting with live celebrities and performers who are really there, not recorded or sharded or separated from the experience.
Now, his company, Improbable, of course, well, they're based here in London now. They started in Cambridge, and they're a fairly commercial company now rather than a research lab. But their infrastructure is behind quite a lot of games and worlds and things in the last couple of years. Most notably, they were providing the engine for a couple of virtual world projects that Hello Games did. Not ones that are still going, but that was the first time I found them, especially when I realised that Hello Games had nicked the world Metaworld. I wasn't happy about that, but we've got about it. Anyway, this is a CEO of something called Voxels. He looks a bit like Richard Branson, but I just don't know what on earth is going through his mind.
Hi, I'm Ben. I'm the CEO of Voxels.com, and this is a series on building a metaverse. Cheers. This video series is going out to Shedman, who said that I'm not as weird as I used to be, and that the Twitter is worse for it. This is Elon on TNT. Okay, I started Voxels in 2018. Just started building a metaverse. I've been doing metaverses before that no one used. Mozilla stole one of my metaverses to build A-Frame. Yeah, counts. And then I worked for Decentraland, who were real cool, but they fired me because I was too far away. So I started my own metaverse after that, and it became a pretty good metaverse.
Well, I don't know. I just think that's funny. It's just doesn't seem to quite know where he is, does he? Anyway, okay. This is going to give you. This is a nice little documentary, really. This is going to take about how am I doing on time? 9 minutes. Okay. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get the essential ones out of the way first. This is the guys from Sansar at CES demonstrating their
Oh yeah,
products on the LG TV screen.
ubiquitous.
Oh yeah. Now I'm not entirely sure how people actually do go about interfacing with the app from the screen. You load it like an app, you know, in Fire TV or any other smart TVs thing, which allows you to download apps. But it occurs to me that when we are not here in OpenSim on one of our mini studios here, to be honest, we have a backup studio we use for a long while in Sansar, and I've got a feeling next time I go into Sansar, I want to see if we can actually broadcast from our new studio via the TV. I have to make sure we'll have to find out if somebody's actually got an LG TV and see if they can watch our news show broadcast live from Sansar via the television set, which is what it's all about, really. Right.
I do
Okay.
have a LG TV, but and it says it requires WebOS 5, and I think I have WebOS 6 on my TV, but I haven't seen the app show up yet. So I don't know. I don't know what I have to do to be privileged to access that tool.
Do you have you looked? Do they have an app store that you look through
Oh,
and
they
stuff?
do indeed.
Right.
Who has a smart device without an app store?
Well, quite. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, I'm just thinking. I did have a thing like I had it last week that I've forgotten now. It was a close up of the thing, and it looked like the app wasn't called Sansar. It was called the
Ubiquitous.
something like that. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then when you look closer, it's badged with Sansar. So interesting. Well, we'll have to get hold of Kalima and find out what's going on up there.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask her. Anyway, anything to do with media is good by me. Okay, 27 seconds here of, guess what? Virtuality, real results. Gosh, golly, what? Remio, gather, collaborate, play. And, there's no, right. It's just a nice little movie slideshow, really, saying what's what. But, it could be talking about any world, really, couldn't it? I forget which one this particularly is. Well, we'll find out in a minute, I think. Or will we? Remio, that's it. Gather, collaborate, and play. A lot of slick demos these days for stuff like that. Right, that was that. We looked at Sansar. Right, here's another shortish one. This one is okay. Right, this one is 4 minutes, right? So we're getting to the longer ones. So this is Dentsu, DENTSU, next space debut.
Welcome to Dentsu Next Space. I'm Neva. I'll be your tour guide to take you through our latest experiences brought together by the teams at Dentsu, Microsoft, LinkedIn, and head office Space. At Dentsu Next Space, teams can learn about reinventing retail experiences, amplifying assistance, rapidly prototype ideas, accelerate insights, immersive learning, the power of networking, and more. For the first time, in the Dentsu Next Space, visitors can log in with LinkedIn, a professional community powered by more than 875 million members to grow their networks, connect with their communities, and engage their audiences. We know team collaboration is important in any business, and it's no different here in the Dentsu Metaversity. Thanks to the power of Microsoft, enabling our teams across the world to upskill and learn new crafts. Using Microsoft 365 products, text-to-speech and forthcoming Microsoft Designer capabilities, we've built an immersive learning experience to power up new starter inductions, employee training, and more, enabling teams anywhere to gain new skills and competencies. This floor is currently dedicated to Microsoft Viva Insights, designed to help teams balance productivity and well-being in the workplace with data-driven, privacy-protected insights and recommendations. Over here, we have the Microsoft Retail Education Space, where retailers and brands can gather, learn and see demonstrations on the latest retail technologies featuring Microsoft Dynamics 365, Microsoft Cloud for Retail, and Dentsu's proprietary ShopNext retail innovations. Here at the ShopNext showroom, we can educate and inspire teams with hands-on demos of our ShopNext retail innovations, scan and know, and unbox it. Our Merkle Virtual Retail Lab features our latest retail innovations and explorations across e-commerce, media monetization, virtual shopping, and more. Imagine creating bespoke experiences for your customers, like this digital twin of a beauty bar. And because your brand is your destination, we have the ability to create experiences that integrate into your existing e-commerce website, customer profiles, and loyalty programs. Hey, let's check out the Dentsu Intelligence Center, our home of future-focused thought leadership, immersive insights, and design thinking workshops. Getting from place to place is easy on Dentsu Next Space. Now, let's take a look at the LinkedIn Lounge. The LinkedIn Lounge is a space where brands can connect through their professional LinkedIn identities to recruit, network, and engage with prospective buyers and customers. We also host industry-leading talks and thought leadership sessions on the main stage. One of my favorite spaces in the LinkedIn Lounge is the gamified networking area. Down here we've got the Ecosia Forest. Here, you can learn all about Ecosia, powered by Microsoft, the search engine that helps create a better planet with every search. Making the switch to Ecosia is the simplest way to plant trees and be climate active every day. Did you know, together with Microsoft Advertising, Dentsu have planted over 1.5 million trees across the globe. This is just a glimpse of what we've created so far together with Microsoft and LinkedIn. With endless possibilities from the future of Web3, the evolution of the metaverse, AI-amplified assistance, and accessible everyday tools brought together to inspire and excite brands about what's next, let's create the never before together.
Well, that seems sort of interesting. I mean, not a metal inside there. LinkedIn, of course, is owned by Microsoft and head office. I mean, they're all linked, but I'm impressed by that. From what I can see, very photorealistic avatars. If that's what you want, I imagine they're going for the enterprise space, so that's probably what they do want. The connection with LinkedIn is interesting because it means you've got a sort of professional level social space in the back end there, I guess. But it just sort of looked pretty good. So I was impressed. I mean, another platform in there. They didn't really go into anything about adaptability with maybe it's HoloLens or any of their headsets around and stuff like that. But they certainly seem to look like they know what they're doing. I was quite impressed by the very realistic head at the beginning that was flying through the air with a jetpack on. I mean, obviously fairly lightweight about it. It's not. Let's say it's not. Doesn't seem quite as serious as you might expect from LinkedIn or Microsoft, but there you go, quite interesting looking. In the meantime, I've tried to get my avatar back in again, logging in to a different grid, coming over to Avacon where our studio is, finding myself on the wrong side of the stage, teleport over to the right side of the stage, and I'm now hung completely in midair. So I'm going to give you one more. I'm probably I don't even know when I'm going to get my avatar back by the end of this, but we've got about 15 minutes left, I guess. So um, once again, I think I'm going to have to hold back that TED Talk there. I'm going to finish with it's a 10-minute clip here, actually, where they're looking at the best of virtual reality at CES, and I'll just let this play and put my attention elsewhere, i.e., getting logged in.
I went to CES again this year, and VR was everywhere. Some of these products were incredible. Some were downright weird, and some were definitely still a prototype. But one thing is for sure, VR is going mainstream. Major companies like Razer and Canon are entering the VR market, and companies like Sony and HTC are making a comeback into the consumer VR headset. There's a lot to cover, so let's go over the best of VR at CES 2023. PSVR 2. I was one of the lucky people who actually got to demo the PSVR 2. And to be fair, I don't have a PS5, so I was not really that interested in PSVR 2 until I got to demo it, and holy moly. Of course, there's the tactile haptics built into the headset, and there's the controllers that have really great haptics in them. The headset itself is pretty comfortable, but of course it's going to be tethered to a PS5. I think what really made this headset for me was trying Horizon Dawn. Wow, that is a AAA title. Because Sony is a company that works with the movie industry, the cinematics of the demo that I got to try was pretty incredible. For example, when the animals in that game would walk past you in your boat, your controllers and the haptic, your face and the headset would start to rumble, and it just made it so immersive. You know, what I think PSVR 2 is really going to do is it's going to bring AAA titles at a mass scale to the VR industry.
More than 30 games are currently on track for the launch window, including much-loved franchises with Horizon Call of the Mountain, No Man's Sky, and Resident Evil Village. Gran Turismo, a game which has sold more copies across the series than any other title developed by PlayStation Studios.
Next, let's talk about another major player in the VR headset market. HTC Vive, 5 years ago, was one of the top companies when the consumer VR market first exploded. Now they are coming back with the HTC Vive Elite XR into the prosumer market. This is going to cost $1099 and is absolutely a direct competitor with the Meta Quest Pro. What I was told is that the HTC Vive Elite XR really takes a lot of learnings from the previous headsets that HTC has made, including the Flow, which the HTC Vive Elite can actually remove the battery pack from it to turn it into a Flow-like form factor. The headset itself is super light. The graphics are very, very good. It's definitely comparable with the Quest Pro graphics. At the price point of $1099, being so lightweight, having really great graphics, and being modular, the HTC Vive Elite XR is definitely a huge contender in the VR market. Another VR headset maker that really surprised me and is making a comeback in a huge way is Pimax. Now, do you remember a couple months ago when I reviewed the Vario Aero headset? And in my mind, there was no other headset that could come close to how good the graphics were on the Vario Aero. But when I tried the Pimax Crystal, whew, holy moly, that thing is beautiful. Phenomenal graphics, definitely on par with the Vario Aero, and an extremely wide field of view. Wow, graphics, impeccable. It's really exciting to see all these companies coming out with some really incredible headsets with amazing specs and amazing technology built into them, and I'm very, very excited for the VR headset market in 2023. So speaking of amazing VR products, we have to talk about haptics. Oh my gosh. It's so much like tension and like pressure points. I have talked about haptics on my channel before, where I talked about their enterprise VR gloves that are so expensive that it's more expensive than a car. Well, Haptics has a new product. I got to do a special VIP demo that only a handful of people got to do at CES. During this demo, me and Scott Stein from CNET both wore the Haptics gloves and were put into a room with Jenga. Yes, we could feel the Jenga blocks, but more than that is we could feel each other's hands. Can you high five me? Wow. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that is such a weird feeling. For some reason, Scott's virtual finger kept bending backwards. So I did what anyone else would do. I tried to snap it back in place. I'd physically feel the resistance, then the springing motion when his finger popped. We're not only feeling objects in VR, but we're soon going to be able to feel other people in VR. Speaking of feeling other people in VR, there was a very neat product at CES that a lot of people were talking about, and it's this breathing pillow from Yuki Engineering. You can hug this pillow and it expands and contracts, which feels like someone breathing. It's meant to make you relax because by hugging it, your body will begin to copy the breathing and just makes you more relaxed. And it got me thinking, I mean, there's a lot of people that sleep together in VR chat. So what if you could go to sleep in one of those VR chat sleeping worlds while hugging this pillow? Then that would make you actually feel like you're sleeping next to someone in real life. And if you really want to feel like you're with someone else while you're in VR, there is this product called Handy and just go look it up. Now, some other sensation products at CES 2023 were, of course, O and V Haptics, which are two different VR vests that use two different technologies to simulate touch in VR. I have made a video previously going into detail about each of these products, so I'll link them in the description below. There was also a product called AI Silk, which uses similar electrical technology as the OO vest, and this one was like a glove that goes on your hand. Unfortunately, the demo for that wasn't quite working, and so it's definitely still in prototype. Shiftout also showed some very cool new controllers. These are said to be the replacement to the Valve Index Knuckles. They're a malleable exoskeleton type of controller, which you can flip over to go from holding the controller to being able to use your hands in real life. This is great for going from controller to hand tracking, or for drinking water, checking your phone, etc. By the way, how awesome is the footage in this video? Nikon was kind enough to send me their Z30 camera after realizing that I filmed last year's CES entirely on my phone. So thank you so much, Nikon, for this awesome and beautiful camera. It was super helpful for getting the best coverage of CES this year. Now let's talk about some of the major companies that are entering the VR market. Now you have to understand, these companies would not be entering the VR market if they didn't see that there's potential. I think VR is going mainstream. Of course, Razer is known to be one of the biggest gaming accessory companies out there, and they are now making VR accessories for the Quest 2. Razer announced a new Quest 2 strap made completely of fabric, contradicting literally every other headset strap out in the market right now. And I'm going to be honest, I was extremely skeptical because, I mean, if there's no counterbalance on the head strap, how is it going to feel balanced on your head? But Razer actually partnered with a medical company who makes products for sleep apnea. So they designed this head strap, meaning this is probably the most doctor-approved head strap out in the market. After playing around with Beat Saber, I was pleasantly surprised. It's exciting to see different types of designs emerge in the VR industry. Razer also showed a new face cover that was super soft and made with material that we haven't seen before. Now with Razer's resources, they can easily start making a ton of different VR products, which is exciting, but this can also mean trouble for the existing VR accessory companies out there. However, Obica is an accessory company to watch. They're constantly pushing the boundaries and creating new innovative accessory designs. They unveiled what they called the Alien. It's a headset, charging dock, and controller charger and accessory holder all wrapped into one sleek-looking design. You place your headset on top, and there's an outlet for you to charge your headset. All you have to do is tap the side to turn the Alien head on or off. You can also remove the lid of the Alien head, which reveals a storage compartment. The storage compartment also has a charging port, so you can charge your controllers and store any other Quest 2 accessories. Did I mention that Obica is also the first to release rechargeable grip controllers for the Quest 2 as well? At the current time of filming, this product by Obica is not out yet, but when it is out, I'll make sure to link in the description below. Definitely interested to see how the VR gaming accessories market continues to evolve. Canon is another huge company that suddenly bursts into the VR and metaverse scene in a huge way. I also got to try Canon's Unreal headset. This is their new mixed reality headset, so their first foray into the VR.
Well, what on earth just happened?
It ended suddenly.
It did. It's probably. There she is. I have no idea where we was actually at. I sort of know what happened was that something was opening up in the background and blocked us. Let me see if I can catch up here.
Gaming accessory companies out there, and they are now making feel balanced on your head. But Razer actually partnered with a medical company who makes products for sleep apnea. So they designed this head strap, meaning this
We were beyond that. We were on the Alien head. Yeah.
Head strap out in the market. After playing around with Beat Saber, I was pleasantly surprised. It's exciting to see.
Sorry, James, did you say?
Yeah, we were beyond that section. We were at the alien head.
Oh, right. Okay. This is probably what made it mess of things. You know, if I can't get in any other way, at least I can sign off from here. Okay, let's go back to what we were watching there. Okay, just give us something to do for a minute while I'm logging in.
Definitely interested to see how the VR gaming accessories market continues to evolve. Canon is.
Oh yes.
I also got to try Canon's Unreal headset. This is their new mixed reality headset, so their first foray into the VR industry. The form factor was small and it reminds me of like the Lynx mixed reality headset. It also like folds in half similar to the Lynx headset. My demo was doing a manufacturing assembly, so clearly this isn't for consumers, but the fact that another major company is making VR headsets is a really big deal for the VR industry. There was also Magic Leap, who showcased their mixed reality headset that's being used in enterprise, and man, that was really good. So I just kept seeing over and over again a lot of like mixed reality headsets, VR glasses, VR headsets, accessories. Literally, VR was everywhere you looked at CES 2023. Now, OVR is another product that I've talked about previously on my channel. In a previous video, which I'm going to link again in the description, I talked about their enterprise product. So OVR is something that allows you to smell VR. Well, they are finally making a consumer product, which is super exciting. This consumer product can either work with a VR headset or with your mobile app, and it's definitely still in prototype, as you can tell in the video because of the product that I'm using. So during my demo, I was able to mix my own scents on an app and sync it to certain parts of a video. So in the future, we could all be watching movies while wearing this thing, and at certain parts of the movie, different types of scents can come out. Again, clearly still a prototype, and they did tell me that they're trying to make the form factor even smaller than what it currently is.
Right. Well, lots of things all go out wrong there. I'm not going to. Just in case they complain about me running the whole clip there, I'm not going to run the whole clip, but I think we're there. Once again, the clip I had here from Ted is 30 minutes, so that is going to wait for another week. And I guess we're kind of at the end. Now, instead of coming back in normally, I've actually managed to log in my avatar here, as you can see on the screen. So that, at least from my point of view, I can say I'm here to say good night. But in fact, of course, this is all down to James. So long as my avatar is logged in, he can pick me up as normal anyway. So I don't really know why I'm showing you that. But as proof of the pudding, I can actually get Firestorm to work on the Mac at the same time as... if I've now re-downloaded it in World, but we'll worry about that for another day. I'm going to actually sign us off now. But first of all, I'm going to ask James if any thoughts on this week's news, the clips we've just seen, and everything else.
No, nothing in particular, really.
All right. It's exciting stuff, really. I mean, some people, you know, they've been impressed that VR made such an impact at CES, actually, but it didn't at first seem like there was that much. It just seemed like it was a dedicated section. But looking at some of these reviews now, both the web pages and the videos there, it seems like there's really quite a lot of stuff there. I really like the big cuddly thing.
The breathing pillow. Yeah.
It imitates breathing, so you can take it to bed with you, snuggle up with it, and it's like having something like sleeping on a real life. Never mind. Up and down with you. Right, okay. So, okay, well, I think that's it for this week. I hope you've all sort of enjoyed the show, so to speak. We'll be back same times, probably same place next week, but we're always here one way or another with the news. And hopefully with our glitches sorted out. In fact, if you're watching the channel here in half an hour, we are back with our in-world review show. So desperately hoping that our other stage is not going to experience the problems this one is. Anyway, with that, stay well, everybody. Don't catch anything. Stay indoors. It is the weather for not going out because you've got polio, you've got another one that I can't remember the name of, you've got flu, and you've got COVID. So it's at 4 at the moment. They were calling it triple-demic, but actually it's more like a quad-demic, apparently. If you count them all. Anyway, enough of that. Keep yourself safe, everybody. If in doubt, stay indoors. If in doubt about that, go online. Then that way you can go somewhere without actually going outdoors, if you see what I mean. The best of both worlds. You can work in a virtual space. You can have fun in a virtual space. and anything almost in a virtual space. And then there's also the phenomenon called MPIRL, not possible in real life. And there is something else entirely. Okay, everybody, we'll see you next week. Bye for now. Oh, and bye from James too. Thank you. Say goodbye, James.
Goodbye.
Thanks. Bye from both of us.